Edward, and I'm going to be joined today with two special guests, friends of mine, who are going to be baking. So we're just going to make baklava today. Invited Menka. Oh, here we go. We're here. Come on in. Oh, the door's locked. Hey, girls.
Hi
I'm
there.
sorry, the door was locked. Here.
Yes, it was.
Sorry.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. We're just in the neighborhood and thought, let's bake today with Brian.
Oh, perfect. Well, I was just telling everyone at home that we were going to make baklava. Is that what we're doing?
Yes,
Yes.
we are.
Excellent. Okay. So what have we got here for ingredients?
Oh, we've got lots of fabulous things. We've got some walnuts,
Walnuts. Okay, so I'm going to put these over here.
and we've got some ground almonds,
Ground almonds.
and the most nutritious of all ingredients, some butter,
Ah, today is cooking with a pound of butter day.
Yes, it is.
Okay, and then
some cinnamon.
cinnamon. No, do you know what kind of cinnamon this is? Did you grind this yourself?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
We'll put that crap there.
And we have some honey.
Some honey. Now, what kind of honey is this? Just
So that is unpasteurized honey.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely. Unpasteurized honey. Okay.
And some cinnamon
So
sticks.
cinnamon sticks.
And our main ingredient, which is some phyllo pastry.
Yeah, we don't want to try to even make our own
I've made it.
file. Have you?
Yes.
How long does it take to do it usually?
Well, waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, making the dough. You need like 3 people around you,
Yeah.
and
We ain't doing that.
yeah,
This
no.
is a 10-minute show.
Yeah.
That it is.
We don't want to do that. So, Menka, I understand this runs in your family.
Yes, my mother made this for years and years, and something that you try to master. So, never comes out the same every time you make it.
Right. Well, I've had some from your mom, and I found it was very, very good. And I don't want it overly sweet myself. I don't know how you guys like it, and this was perfect for me.
Yeah, she's tweaked the recipe so that it's not as sweet,
Okay.
because my grandmother loves sweets and she can't have any.
Ah, so you have to make it
So
less,
it has to
but
make
still
it
give you
sweet.
still give you the flavor, I guess, and the
Yeah.
and the texture. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we better get into it,
And we'll bake it for a little bit first at 375, and then we'll lower the heat.
and then and then you bake it for a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So what's our first step?
So our first step is we need to melt that butter.
Okay, so we're gonna melt some butter. We're gonna melt the whole thing.
And we're gonna melt the whole thing.
Wow, look at this. Pound of butter.
Pound of butter.
Butter makes everything taste good.
And we'll open up these phyllo packages here.
Okay.
And the only thing you have to be careful with is it is delicate. And sometimes the sheets will be torn inside.
So
So,
what do you do? Anything in particular for that?
well, it works okay for this recipe.
Oh, because
Like
it
if
doesn't
they're
matter if it's
torn?
torn or not, right?
Like sheets of paper.
Yeah, it is.
Tissue paper almost.
Mhm.
So does one layer go on the bottom of the pan, and then you put another layer on top? Is that how that works?
Yep, so this is all, each layer is put in the pan separately.
Okay, and then you brush the butter? Is that what you do?
You can brush it,
Mm-hmm.
or you can put it on. Basically, in my parents' and grandparents' era, they didn't have a
Pastry
brush,
brushes
a
and stuff.
pastry brush, so everything's done with a spoon.
Wow.
Just, we'll do it the old-fashioned way.
Okay, excellent. So there's assembly period of time, there's baking, and then there's
There's
what's it?
cooling.
Cooling, and then there's a sauce, some sort of
There's a syrup that goes on
syrup
top
that
of
goes
it,
over as well.
and that basically just makes the baklava.
And
So-
there's the tasting part.
And there's a tasting
yes,
part.
tasting, yes, tasting.
So while we wait for the butter to melt, we can put together our nuts.
Okay.
So I have 4 cups of ground almonds. And I'm gonna add to it 1 cup of ground walnuts. And then we're gonna add some cinnamon. So there really isn't any real measurements to cinnamon. Really is
Dump
to
it.
taste.
I love cinnamon.
I think that's good.
That's good.
Oh, I can smell it.
Just mix it all up and make sure it's all combined together. Okay, so basically it's sheet
Oops.
after sheet after sheet. So we've lucked out here because
This pan is exactly the right size.
yes, so this pan is from Macedonia.
Is it?
Yeah. So
And it's made
You can
specifically for baklava?
it's made specifically for baklava.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, something else to go to the store and buy.
Or import.
Or
Or import, yeah.
So now we can
Okay,
put the
so
butter.
basically it's you're literally just putting the butter on like this. And that's it. So we'll do this for 10
10 sheets.
10 sheets. 10 sheets. And
So
then-
Fiona's the
I'm the assistant for the
assistant.
day.
Mhm.
And it doesn't have to be perfect because once it's baked through,
Right.
you can't see any of the imperfections.
Anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. And then I, like with each layer, try to get like different sections that I did in the first layer, just so that it's not too much.
The last and the final one for the first layer. Ooh, well done.
It's such a simple recipe.
I know.
You
You were
wouldn't
saying
think
that
it, right?
it's simple. Sorry.
Yeah, it's simple.
You wouldn't think it would, yeah.
Because
No.
when you see the finished product,
Yeah,
it looks
you
like
think
there's
like,
so
oh my
much.
gosh, it's so sophisticated.
Yeah. Now we're gonna add half of this
Okay.
mixture. So my mom just usually just pours it
Yeah, I
all
think
over her
that's
hand
Let's make it easy and simple. And then just spread it out.
and spreads it out. I think that's half of it.
We'll say it's half. So Fiona, I guess another 10. Is that how it works?
Another 10.
All right, so we'll count them.
There we go.
So we got 1.
Along the sides there.
Yeah, because the edge of the pan will probably cause it to brown up more than it should. Final one, final layer. Here we go. Look at this. Woo!
It's coming up nicely too.
This looks
And
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, so we're adding the final layer of nuts.
These bowls are great, are they not?
Do you like my new bowls?
I like
I
them better
do.
than your ugly
Right.
bowl.
Yeah, the ugly, oh, there's the ugly bowl. There's one of them. Yeah. I like these. They're kind of old-fashioned.
We'll just do another 5 and then that's it.
And then this goes in the oven?
And then this goes right into the oven, but there's one step before we put in the
Oh,
oven.
okay. So
The
we're jump-
diagram.
we're jumping
The
ahead.
diagram.
There's a diagram. Okay, so this is going to be our final one. It's our 5th layer of beautiful filo pastry.
Okay, while I finish this off, can we find a very sharp knife?
Yes. Self-sharpening knife.
So what I'm doing, what I'm doing on the end here is just making sure that the butter gets in on the side, on the
Okay.
last layer.
Yeah.
And just make sure that
Stays
it
moist, then, is
Stays
that-
moist. So,
We have instructions. Oh, a diagram. Oh, I see what you're saying, Frank.
okay. So this basically allows us to determine how big
Pieces you want.
pieces you want. You have to try to get through all the
All
layers.
layers, all nuts. Mm-hmm.
I guess this would be the part where it's important to grind your nuts.
Very small. Yeah. So what she's doing is she's dividing the pan into half, and now she's going to do another half between the halves.
Make sure that all the pieces are the same size. This ensures that all the pieces crisp up.
Right. Oh, even in the edges too.
Mhm.
Okay.
So we can, we can have them this size, where I'm holding it like that,
Mm-hmm.
is the average size my mom likes to cut them.
Okay.
So this is the point where you can decide how small you want them.
Okay, great.
So is this what we've decided? We're gonna do it like that?
Fiona, what do you think? Is that size? Okay, let's do
Okay.
it.
Perfect.
So now, do we put this in the oven?
We pop this in the oven
Okay, I will.
for
375 for
15 minutes.
15 minutes, okay?
And then we're gonna lower the temperature after that.
It looks like our baklava is ready now.
I think so.
So-
Something smells good.
Something smells fantastic in this kitchen, eh, Fiona?
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So how long did we leave it in the oven?
So we baked it first for 15 minutes
At 375?
at 375,
Mhm.
and then we left it in for another 15 minutes at 350.
Right.
And so this is one of the tricks of baklava.
It takes, you know what, it's effort and time, right?
Yeah.
And why she's being so picky is because when we cut it, you can actually see the different layers. And if you see a little bit of white between the layers, you can't bring it out because, like you were
It's
saying,
not cooked.
it's not cooked, it's
Yeah.
gonna ruin it. So she seems to be satisfied now, so it's good. So here is baklava.
Now we let it cool. We have to let it cool completely,
Mhm.
which takes roughly about half an hour to an hour. Once it's cooled down, we add syrup. So next we have to make the syrup.
Okay,
So for the syrup, we need 4 cups of sugar
yep,
and 6 cups of water.
okay,
And we have to boil it in a pan with the cinnamon stick.
okay. So we have some cinnamon sticks that Menka
Mhm.
brought today. So we have those. So we're gonna simmer these. Okay, so we need
6 cups.
6 cups.
Make it the
Does
whole,
that look about right to you?
Yeah, yeah.
We got 6 cups of water now. And I'm gonna put it onto the stove, onto high heat. We let this boil first before we add the sugar, or do you want the
no,
sugar
you
in?
can add the sugar, so we
Okay.
just don't mix. Like we just don't stir it.
Or you just leave it in there?
Yeah,
So I'll just do
leave
this?
it. Mhm.
And we have to,
cinnamon stick and some honey.
Oh yeah, we've got honey
A
here
little
too.
bit of honey. So we need
Just
to add 2 tablespoons of
2
the honey.
tablespoons? Can I add this now?
Add it now, yeah.
Okay, so 2 tablespoons.
Mhm.
And
then
1 cinnamon stick. Okay. And then we just have to let it boil?
And let it boil on high, according to my mother's instructions.
Syrup is done according to yourself.
It is.
And we boiled it for about 30 minutes.
For about 30 minutes.
Okay, so I guess we have to rescue it. So I'm gonna shut it off. So we're dealing with very hot sugar, so what do I do?
So basically the point is that this is really cool and this is really hot.
Yep.
So literally just pour it all over
All
as
over.
evenly as you can get it.
Without getting it all over the
It
place.
smells really good.
It does, actually. The cinnamon's very strong. I guess you have to let this sit and to absorb.
Yeah, so because it's all dry and cool, so what it does is it absorbs all the liquid.
These have been soaking just for a little bit, so Menka's gonna check it out and see how we're doing.
So I'm just seeing how much of the baklava has soaked in the syrup.
Right, right.
So this will need to stay overnight, just to make sure that every little bit of syrup is soaked in by each piece. And then you can cut it
Cut
and
it again
enjoy it.
and enjoy it then. Wow. Well, I want to thank you both for actually coming in today to help me make some baklava. Unfortunately, we can't eat them right now, but you know what? Good things come to those who wait, is what I always say.
Yes.
So thanks again for watching another episode of Desserts Are Fun with my friends Menka and Fiona. For more episodes and my blog, please visit my website at brianalbert.com. Thanks again, and we'll see you again real soon. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.